Hey guys, today I'm gonna show you uh, a new way to combine multiple Excel files into one big table. This is probably one of the most requested things to do in actual Power Query because you can do so quite easily with CSV files from a single folder. But if you try the same for Excel files, then you wouldn't actually do it. So here's the way to do it. My scenario is this. I actually have this Excel workbook, file 9. Um, I only have information for this worksheet, which is just file 9, and we have 4 columns: product date, gross sales, and amount. And I have another file, sorry, for file 8. Now, each of these numbers represent basically a month for a given year. And within this data set, I have the day of that month. So I will actually need to grab the information from this Excel name and then concatenate it with this and the year that I actually want to use. And doing that while combining all of the files from that folder. So now I need to open a new workbook and use Power Query to actually create my query. Now I need to start by going to my workbook. Let's say that I actually opened this one. And you'll see it here as file 7. What I can do is that I can actually just click where it says edit. So you can actually do it. Edit. And here's how it actually looks, just one file. We need to actually do something new, which is use first row as headers. And then we're going to move to this tab, the View tab, and launch the Advanced Editor, which is going to just show us uh, the M code for this query. So from here we see that we have this folder path, which is where it actually gets the data from. And then we see this item, which is a sheet. Now this is one of the reasons why it's not natively supported from uh, Power Query to combine an Excel workbook because it can actually have multiple types of items. We start with a worksheet. We can actually go on name range or just an object within that workbook. Here, with this information that we have here, we're going to be creating a function. Now, creating a function will be this. I need to create a function, which is just going to be my function, and it's going to have 2 parameters. It's going to be the, let's say, the file path and the sheet name. Now, those 2 parameters are going to be inserted here because this is my file path, sorry. And then this file 7 is the actual name of my sheet name in that file. So those two are gonna be my parameters, are gonna be my input. Then we're gonna use that first row. This is gonna be what's gonna happen every time. And then we're gonna insert that in my function. And that's how you actually create a function. Now you see that we have 1, 2, 3, 4 tabs. Once I do that, it's going to create this new one, which is going to be the function. And you can actually invoke it. We can actually do this from here, but instead of doing that, I'm gonna rename this for my function. I'm gonna save it, and then I'm gonna go to from file. You'll see that it has been saved as a function. I'm gonna go to my folder where I actually have all of those files that I want to combine. Let's say to public example, and from here I'm gonna get all the information that I need. First and foremost is the folder path. So I'm gonna make sure that we give that folder path. I also want the file name. So we're just gonna keep those two. Once we actually have those two, uh, I need to make sure that I can get the sheet name from this uh, workbook. And the sheet name in most cases is actually sheet 1, uh, which is basically just the default name for any workbook. But in my case, it's not actually sheet 1. So I'm gonna duplicate this column, which is just gonna click here and duplicate. I'm gonna split this column by a delimiter, which is gonna be a dot. And I know that the file name file1 as such is just gonna be the name of my sheet. Now I'm gonna make sure that I'm just gonna use the XLS X and the files that I want. Test is not part of the files that I want to combine. And once I actually have just the name, the file path or the folder path, and then the name of the worksheet, I can actually make this work. I can go to add a column, add a custom column, and then invoke my actual function from here. I can name this column as custom, and then I'm gonna invoke my function. My function is gonna need the file path, which is gonna be the combination of folder path and the name. And then it's gonna need the name of the sheet, which you can actually just use sheet 1 if that's your case, or in my case, you can actually use copy of name 1. This is gonna create a new column, and you see that it's gonna be table, table, table. Now, before you can actually just click here and make magic happen, just delete all of this because you are not gonna need it. And from here, then you can actually just do it. But I don't want to do it just yet because I don't want to see file 1, file 10. I can actually split column by number of characters, which is going to be 4. And I'm going to extract the month of this name and just remove this. And from here, I can actually just get the month. Now you can imagine that you can actually just leave one of those attributes from your name file. I'm gonna be clicking here. I just select what columns I wanted, and from here, it's just gonna download all the files that I actually converted or combined. And this is it. This is how you actually do it. You can rename those columns now. Product, day, uh, just gross sales, and amount. And that's how it goes. Again, thanks to Ken Poles for teaching me this way. And I'll try actually just leave you guys a copy of this workbook so you can actually take a look at this way of doing things, this M language. And hopefully you're going to post one other way within the couple of days of how to actually integrate your function within this m query or m code, sorry. So you don't have to actually have a function. And then once you actually click close and load, have the query. Now I'm actually downloading the query to my workbook, and here it is. Now, of course, you can actually just create the connection and upload this to Power Pivot and use all these dataset from Power Pivot. Uh, if you guys have any questions, just leave a comment below. Thanks.